Hi, everybody. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulty before. So if you might have missed some of the stuff that we talked about, so we figured we'd start again. So howdy. Hope everybody's doing great here now as you were all kind of sitting at home going, oh God, what do we do now? I'm here with Bonnie, who owns About the Journey. She is the mastermind behind this whole wellness adventure. And I thought it would be a really great opportunity for us to kind of chat a little bit and discuss some of the moving pieces in regards to how do we stay mentally sane. We're actually, in an area where not everybody's used to working from home. So with that, we really want to be able to kind of guide folks in terms of when you don't have a commute, what are things that you can do? So with that, I'm going to give the floor to Bonnie, and she's going to enlighten us with some great ideas. Go for it.
No pressure or anything.
No pressure. None.
Loulu, thank you so much for having me today. I think if there is a silver lining to all of this, I think one of the greatest things that has come from it is the ability of people to have more time for their own lives. And what I mean by that is, it seems that people are picking up new wellness practices. There's more time to be spent with family, with pets. I know there are all kinds of things going over Facebook about, dogs being so happy because their owners are home now. And
yes, absolutely.
Right?
Mine are happy all the time because now I'm not flying everywhere.
Exactly. You're
actually home.
Yeah. And, it's opened up so many opportunities for us all. It seems like the most obvious thing, as a kid, we would get outside and we would go and do all kinds of things like bike riding, right? And I don't recall the last time I went bike riding.
I think I was 9. I need training wheels. I don't remember how to ride a bike.
Right. And, that's the thing. It's all of these really cool things that we used to do and we had fun and our energy would be, pumped up by it and your mind would be free. And we somehow let that go over the years, right? And
Absolutely.
so it seems that this is a time where we can get out there with, with kids and of course, if they're in your own home because we're practicing social distancing from others. But but you can get out there and you can ride your bikes. You can go for hikes, and local parks are still open for the most part, and are relatively empty. I can tell you, at least here in Connecticut, I've seen quite a number of empty parks.
Yeah. Here in Austin, a lot of the HOAs have their own hike and bike trails and everything else. And even our, neighbors are using them sporadically. So certainly you still can practice social distancing, right? So you can be on one side of the street, they can be on another, still wave, still have that, conversation, still feel like you're connected to somebody in some way.
Well, and that's exactly it, because I think, we've had such a difficult time, at least personally, creating that distance from so many people. It's really being cut off from everybody, right? Like, it's great, to have more time with people in your own household. But beyond that, thank goodness for technology with FaceTime and all of that. But to actually have that physical connection or, to be able to go on that regular walk with a neighbor like you might have done in the past. As you said, you can still walk across the street from each other. And that's some way of being able to keep up the normal patterns. But there's so much that we've also let go of. So if we can find a way of kind of being able to take our new norm and apply it to those old behaviors of wellness and still be able to have it turn out, then, I think we're all ahead of the game for it. And
absolutely. And we talked about the bike riding, we talked about the difference in regards to, just walking across the street, that little hiking, taking a park ride, but even just taking a car ride. Because you can take a car ride and still be socially distanced. Look, your cars are already keeping you far enough apart, right? So, but it is still getting that fresh air, and it is also still supporting the concept of supporting local businesses, right? Because at the end of the day, we need to be able to do that. So maybe it is, taking that ride. We can't sit in our favorite restaurants, but maybe now we can take that food out and have a picnic.
Right.
So
When was the last time you had a picnic?
I can't remember, but I'm certainly going to have one soon because I've got plenty of space to do it in, and how great I can bring the dogs with me, and and keep them on the leash, but yet I still got enough space around me. We can lay down in grass and all of that, and the weather's getting nicer. Spring has arrived, so we want to kind of you know keep our serotonin in a good place, right? We don't need the cortisol because the cortisol is what stresses us out.
Well, it's so true, and to your point, it really is a great time of year if we have to be going through this. Like, thank goodness we're moving into the spring months where, we've got this gorgeous weather starting to come up. Hopefully, it'll stick around. We
Yes,
won't have any of those last-minute snowstorms hitting us. But it's also a great opportunity, to grab your yoga mat or, head outside to do something that you normally would have done inside. Go for a jog instead of hitting up your treadmill, and do things that really can get you out of the house in a healthy way and still provide that distance from others that we kind of need at this time.
absolutely. And speaking of, taking your yoga mat out and things like that, maybe we can also talk a little bit more about the journey, as well as some of the ideas that the Wellness Tourism Association, they thought about focusing on staycations and doing things virtually. And so here's a great opportunity where you actually offer an amazing option for virtual, like, where can you find some virtual things? I'm going to share my screen here in
Awesome.
just a second. So we're going to talk a little bit about, here we go. And we're going to hide ourselves. Nope, hold on. I'm doing this. All right, here we go. So again, so and about the journey, this is, like I had mentioned earlier, is Bonnie's baby. So and aboutthejourney.com, we're on her homepage. So Bonnie, why don't you guide us a little bit in terms of finding that virtual experience? Yeah, no, and that's perfect. And I've actually brought up her information here so that people can see who she is, what services she offers virtually, and things like that. Because I think it's a great opportunity here that we can even showcase some of those moving pieces in regards to uh, what offerings are out there, right? So maybe you have your local Zumba classes, or your aerobics, or or whatever. And maybe somebody locally is also doing it virtually. You can certainly support somebody locally. For those of you who are watching and do offer these services and would like to be listed, you can obviously reach out to Bonnie, because I'm sure she would love to have your listing.
Yeah,
You know, we're out there to obviously promote all of these moving pieces. So again, our goal is to give you an opportunity where you can do things, whether you're doing things at a staycation level, or if you're traveling, right? So now you hopped into the car and you want to go somewhere. Bonnie, because Bonnie has a listing that's all over and it's growing, you're going to be able to find, things like that. So we're not all stuck in our backyards. So staycation can be whatever you kind of make it.
Yes. And I will also add too, we're always looking to add new vendors, to feature on the site. So if there's a certain area that you're looking for and you don't see vendors in that area, let us know, reach out, and we will make it a priority to go after that particular area and find some really great vendors to recommend for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're really excited about, obviously partnering with you. So Book Here, Give Here is the wellness travel for About the Journey. So anything that you, when we are traveling, whether we're doing road trips or we're doing something a little further, when you guys are ready, we're also able to plan those wellness trips for you. So, and they're backed by Bonnie. So she looks at and makes sure that we're reaching out and covering those wellness pieces, because if I miss something, she's going to let me know.
You know that.
I am human. I am human. So with that, thank you, Bonnie, for taking the time. I appreciate it. I know we're all kind of just trying to figure out where to go next and what to do. In closing, do you have anything else that you'd like to share with anybody?
Well, first, I just want to say thank you so much for having me today. And I would love to invite anybody to reach out if you have any questions about the journey. If you're a wellness professional, I'd love what we're doing presently with Health Secretary and with experiences that will be coming in May. And there will be virtual experiences available. So be sure to check out our site then. And yeah, definitely feel free to reach out to me anytime, whether you're looking for something that you can do virtually and just kind of want somebody to guide you in the right direction, or if you're a professional and, want to hear more. I'd love to connect with anybody.
Awesome. And Bonnie can chat with us through the Book Here, Give Here, Travel That Gives travel group. So if you're not part of the group, please join us, because you will find myself, of course, as well as Bonnie there. And so we can continue to have these conversations, or we can carry them on offline, however you'd like. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. We really appreciate your time, and we will be back with some more ideas coming soon. Take care, guys. Have a good weekend. Stay healthy.